Yes, it's what you say.
Ruvimbo, what do you say?
Ndiribo, what you say?
Whilst you're eating, I just thought to give people what you call it, an advert break, an ad.
Hey, please do.
I was gonna ask, have any of you guys ever watched a guy on YouTube called Gambakwe? Have,
Okay,
have,
so Enini,
have,
I know Gambakwe. I've known him for years.
you know him personally?
Yeah.
What do you make of the source of his information?
I don't know the source of his information, but all I can say is we used to work together and now we don't. So you can take that where you will.
I'm looking at his video, his last video now. Gambakwe is saying Mnangagwa fails to appear at Vic Falls summit. Then I'm seeing Nick Mangwana saying Mnangagwa. I'm thinking, ha, everything Gambakwe says comes out to be a lie. Well, I wouldn't say a lie, but not true. And I'm subscribed to him. Every time his videos come up, ew, you
So
know what?
let me tell you a story of how I met Gambakwe. Then you
Yeah.
can let me know kuti uno saying ayo. So and then I started releasing my prophetic words on my Facebook group, and then on my YouTube, I was pana Jandaisia during that time. Like, if I'm to be honest with you, you can imagine. So, this was back in 2020. So yeah, like 5 years ago, and I was probably, how old was I then? Like 20. I was even 24 during that period. 24, 25. So I was still quite young actually. Didn't know anything about the Zimbabwean politics, didn't know any journalists, nothing. I think the only story and I see and kusungwa kwa hopo, like previous, like nothing. I didn't know anybody, I had no connection to anyone at all. So then I started to see kuti, oh, you know what, my content, vanhu vari kutowacha ka content yangu, because I never expected anybody would be engaging with it. I really wasn't doing it for the views. But then I did start noticing, Kuti, how am I all of a sudden getting thousands of viewers where I was getting like 100, 200, 300 viewers before. Then I realized Kuti Gambakwe was taking my content and he was reporting on it. So he would take my content, report on it, then eventually reached out to me. Akati, you're really talented, chichichi. I would like to give you a offer to be on my platform. So I started featuring on his platform. Sometimes I would come and share my, whether it was like a prophetic word or if I was like doing teaching, because at that time I was just really trying to grow in my faith. Then I slowed down on that. I was like, okay, I was discouraged because most of the time it just felt as if they connect kwa kune vanhu vangori a bit weird. So then Gambakwe really insisted that I get in touch with a advocate. Joshua was advocate. Joshua Kandona Pachano Pavo, and he really wanted me to come to do like deliverance service. I didn't end up doing that deliverance service in the end. Or I don't know, it was just things were getting weird, right? And I stopped talking to advocate Joshua. I've talked about it here, Panapa, before, and people were saying, "Oh, you're just looking for attention." I'm like, okay, these are things that happen. I've got screenshots of everything, but yet nobody wants to believe it. Um, and then after that, Panandru ku Zimbabwe last. Ndikauza Gambakwe ndikati, shandiri Zimbabwe chichichi. Then he said to me, "Oh, let me give you number ya Passion in Java so you can meet up with him because you guys but bear in mind, Kuti, I used to be on Gambakwe's channel exposing people like Passion Java.
That's
So
weird that if you'd connect you with someone like Java, you know, given Java is because I'm looking at his channel now. His information seems to be like completely off. You think is his sources no propaganda yembo na Winky Dika his song Yabuda a few hours ago. Yeah, go on, you go on. It's interesting. What else happened with him?
No, no, you're right. I think yeah, I mean inini ndaingoudzwa nevanhu but unonge uchingoziva imwe iya yekuti someone akakuona before you anything and they presented themselves as if sha uri talented ndoda kupa platform yangu chichichi, and he really did, like, and I think to a degree I'll always be grateful for him for doing that. But there are times recently where I have started to wonder, what were the intentions? What were the intentions? Because recently I did have to block him. He started accusing me of changing. Said, "Oh, I'm seeing the people you're hanging around with these days wakuchinja." And I'm thinking, sorry, what are you talking about? Ndikambotaya kuita patient, and I started to see the way he was behaving, which I won't go into detail about, but i just I just was like, no, something is really off and it's really weird here. Vanangosiyana nazvo. Saka pane zvinhu zvakawanda zvandakazoonawo zvangu from things that he was saying to me, or things that I was seeing him posting, that I then thought, panapa I don't think kuti zvoni, I think ndakatongojutywawo panapa apa. I think apapa zvanga zviri ngori zvekuti uyu tikasanyatsomungwarira achatiitira problem. Saka chitomubata wongomuita kunge uri kumupa platform but corrupt her as much as possible, you know. Saka ndonyaya yangu zvangu. Timgo, uri kuinzwa sei?
Iowa, I hear what you're saying. I think obviously, the way you're going about it, ndizvo zvochaizvo, like research and then putting out the facts that you have researched, especially looking at the gold mafia thing and going layer by layer kumenya onion iri. Saka ndozvinhu zvinovachemedza izvozvo kana munhu achita take the time achiona chaizvo chaizvo without making it what's the word, no, sensationalize. I can't even say that. Sensationalization. Because there's some headlines where you think this is clickbait. You're looking there, Zimbabwe military goes after auxilia. Where did you get this information from? Breaking news: Mnangagwa plans to fire Eid. It's just clickbait. After, but whereas most of my journalists are people like yourselves and people who are on Twitter are going by facts, what's going on the ground, and just looking at hypotheses. Cannot what's most likely to occur, because at the moment there is almost like an information vacuum.